Hey guys, it is Thursday here in West Virginia, and we've been cranking out the videos the past couple of weeks. And I think even yesterday I said I was going to take a break on Thursday, but I started thinking that, well, we showed you guys those wagons yesterday, the black counterpart to the lead sled from Auto World, and that probably is going to be my last wagon for a while. I still have some on my hit list, like some Auto World Buick wagons and Nova wagons. The Buick wagons, though, I'm going to have to wait until I get them at a reasonable price. Some of them are overpriced. The Buick is cool, but it's not the Kingswood, in my opinion. And the Nova wagons, they're generally cheap already. So, yeah, I'm just going to accumulate them whenever I find the right opportunity to get them. So for right now, the wagon collecting is going to probably go on a hold. Probably the next major wagon that I purchase will be that 59 Chevy, wagon coming up from RLC this year. And that one's going to be a hard one to buy too, because they're like 37 bucks or something. That's the new price for the ones in the display cases. So yeah, I'm even probably going to skip the tradesman van next week because of the price. It just doesn't look as good as the first release in purple, and I think that there will be plenty to go around, so I don't think it's going to be a sellout on that one. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's just not that nice for that kind of money, in my opinion. So anyways, guys, so what I'm doing today is I'm going to show you all of our wagons and our beautiful junkyard diorama. So we've kind of came to a conclusion on the junkyard diorama. We've done some tweaking with it, and we've made it to the point where we want. Like, we have the kind of cars we want in it. We have the amount of cars and such, and it's just a actual dresser top display, so it's not that big. We kind of integrated our building that had already been made years ago by a friend of mine in the Philippines, and then we built another part around it. We added the yard last year. My son and I actually made this yard in our backyard out of like foam board, and we used real dirt, sand, and some fine stone, and then we used some moss to give it some grassy patches, and it came out pretty good for our first attempt, and it blended in with the building and its lot perfectly. I mean, you could see around the outline of the building, but it kind of looks realistic too, because sometimes in an old yard, maybe they would have had the building fenced off at one point in time, or this area is like so heavily traveled that it does have a perimeter worn around it, just because that ground is often used all day long. So things like that. So it doesn't look too bad. With the line, you can see where it's cut for the building's platform. So anyways, yeah, we've got, so starting over here, and then we'll move on to the wagons. I kind of have already did some customizing to a couple of cars. For example, like the Cuda here, I've made it where it looks like it has no rear tires, but it has drum brakes like the real one would have been, just sitting there on the ground in our yard. And the left door I've loosened, or I'm sorry, the right door, the one that we're looking at now, I don't want to tilt the car too much because it will fall off. I made it where it sags a little bit to make it have a little more realism. And then we have taken the hood off of the car and then set it on top, and I removed the hood hinge because those bulky hood hinges from these manufacturers do not look realistic, so that gave it a little more realism. We scattered some parts and stuff around the yard, like some air cleaners, valve covers, bumpers, old gas tank there you could see, And then we've lined it up the kind of way you would see it at a real yard in order. So we don't have many Fords, so we started our back row with Fords and Mercury. So you have one Merc and a couple Fords. Then our trucks start, and all of our trucks are General Motors. And then we continue on the center row with General Motors cars and such. So most are Chevy. There's one Pontiac that we just added. This one I'm not going to pick up because one of the wheels are falling off, and it kind of gives it that perfect angle, like that it's seeping into the ground or something. But yeah, I made that one out of the most recent Drivers GTO that they released, that purple, not the purple, but the orange with purple flames. That's what that car was a couple weeks ago. And then we have a couple of Novas that we got from Greenlight. They are the Beverly Hills Cop on the right, and then the one from the Mac Tool set on the left. The Monte Carlo is from Ace Ventura. This Chevelle is the one that I really wanted, and it took me a while to find it because it's from an auto hauler set that came with a square body towing it, and it wasn't the auto, it's an auto project, but it was part of a set, auto hauler set, and I didn't want the original auto hauler, or not the auto haulers, but auto project Chevelle, because it was missing the bumpers, and it just looked too unrealistic. Like some of their auto projects with the missing parts does not look realistic. Like the Cuda, it looks realistic with the missing grill and front bumper. That's pretty much how they would have looked with the core support and stuff. But with the Chevelle, it didn't look right. So I did not want that one. I wanted this one. And I did have one that was a Greenlight Chevelle, but the Greenlight Chevelles are a little bit small. This is where my hood, my extra hood from a Chevelle came from that Greenlight one I had. So I just kind of lean it over there against the car, even though it has a hood on it. And then we have a dog back here and a couple guys walking around the yard. And then we end with our GMs and start our Mopars. Then the Mopar is the big lineup, of course. That's what my main collect is. So the main amount of junkers in my collection are going to be Mopar. And there are some pretty hard to find ones here. You have your General Mayhem on the trailer. And then you have Blues Brothers, Monaco, Joe Dirt's Daytona from Greenlight. And then both auto projects Daytonas from M2, the Supernatural Roadrunner that came in the tin. That's the only way that car was available. And then Auto Projects Roadrunner, the latest Roadrunner that was in the Auto Hauler set with the brown pick-em-up Power Wagon, a Johnny Lightning 70 CUDA, and so forth. There's the 71 Charger Auto Projects car, and a lot of really cool pieces that have like some, I know, background to them, like the NCIS Challenger that was available only in the box set from Toys R Us for the movie cars. Then you had the Supernatural Challenger. So quite a few. And then you have Christine that is partially restored. I have the one that is not restored, the one that's hard to find and worth the money, but I just keep it in a display case. Sometimes I put it out here and take pictures, but that one stays in the Christine collection. I have a little, I guess you could call it a shrine for Christine over on our other shelf that has the 1/18th Evil Christine, and then above it is a little display case with 6 cars in it that have different stages of Christine from Auto World. So that is it for our Junkyard Diorama. We do have the old C30 tow truck over here, and it is also showing signs of patina, and it kind of really fits in. And over here, I forgot, we do have a Roadrunner, a Volare project car sitting over on the side of the building, just kind of rotting away over on the side, and an old tractor we put out there, and just some old boxes, tires, orange cones, old gas pumps, an old seat that people probably sit down and hang out on. And then We do have a removable roof on this, and you have a couple of old beater road runners in there with some Mopar signs and the graveyard car sign hanging up. And you can even see the Aspen Roadrunner. It's actually Roadrunner Volare, not Aspen, because it's the Plymouth one, not the Dodge. But same car. They're both F bodies. So anyways, that's what we have inside the garage. And now we can move along to the wagon collection. So we'll start on this side. And the last two things in here are not wagons, but I just put my Monaco in here because it's, well, it fits in pretty well in the area, because you have the police car satellite wagon, and then underneath there's a 57 Chevy that came with one of my square body dualies in an auto hauler set. That one's probably not going to be a permanent fixture to our collection. The Monaco, however, will be. So yeah, we have all the cool satellites. Actually, we have pretty much all of the satellites except for the dirty version of the Brady Bunch wagon and the Great Outdoors satellite. The reason I didn't get the Great Outdoors one, I liked the paint color and everything, but they put holes in the roof for those stupid tents. I think that was the killer of that lineup. I have the Power Wagon. I absolutely love the orange one with the lift kit on it. It looks badass, but it has 2 holes for the stupid tent. So I usually use a roof off my other Ram Chargers. It's not a Power Wagon, but the Ram Charger to take pictures of it so it doesn't have holes in the roof. Okay, so moving along, we have the police car wagon, which was wheel swapped. I took the original hubcaps off, which were these right here. The white one and the police car both had these original hubcaps. I left them on the mist green, and then I put black stillies on the white wagon, and then the black stillies with dog dish or police caps on the police wagon. And then these came this way. The GTX clone, it's a 68, came with the Magnum 500s. This is a 70 satellite that I guess is cloned to look like a Roadrunner in Sassy Grass or Sublime. The Brady Bunch wagon, I ended up putting Mopar Rallies on it to give it a little bit meaner look to it. And then the Black Bandit, I just left alone. I was going to paint the wheels chrome or silver with a silver Sharpie, because they are the 5 spokes like that are on, I don't know, one of these cars here, like this car. But the centers here are painted black and the outer rim is chrome. I just like to paint that all silver, or just get the chrome marker and paint them. But I may just leave it black, who knows. And now moving up, there are 3 Buick wagons from Auto World that we've unboxed. And as I mentioned, this one was a factory flaw where the lip of the fender is missing on the rear wheel opening. Let it zoom in if it will. There you go. See how it's missing the whole center? It's really weird. So I do need to find a new silver one eventually. And then we have one hearse. I would like to find the black, all black one and the all white one at a decent price, like $30 each or something like that, without any rubber band flaws. But they're getting a little harder to find and a little more expensive when you do find them. And there's a 55 Chevy Nomad that is like a bracket racer that had a main sponsor of Holly on the side of it, which is kind of cool. Then you have the Black Bandit Vista Cruiser. Then my favorite Vista Cruiser, which is the 442 one in blue. I really like that one. There's another really cool one that came in the Waikiki set. It's not made as well. It's got a plastic base and such, but it's cool because it's in the dark green with the white 442 striping, and it has the magnums on it. It looks really good. Then there's the Hearse Pace Car one. They did 2 of them. One that has white centered wheels and other, I don't know, stripes. It's more of a bright, vibrant white than this like tan color. And then you have the gold Vista Cruiser. I thought the shade was going to be a little more closer to the one from the 70s show. That's why I picked it up. But it's a little bit, I don't know, it's not really gold. It's more of like a butterscotch color, in my opinion. And then you have the Ambulance Vista Cruiser, which I thought was really cool. That was a hobby exclusive. Then moving over here, this is the last ones we'll be looking at today. And they are the Pontiacs from Greenlight. Sorry, guys, I had to let my kid in or out. So yeah, on the bottom we have the three really nice looking Pontiacs from Greenlight's estate wagons. The other ones have stock hubcaps and stuff on them. These all had nice looking wheels. They came with like Americans on these two, and then this one had the Magnum 500 style or Pontiac Rally 2 wheels. They do make a green machine of this one that looks really sweet. I would like to get that one because it's green on top and the brown wood grain on the bottom. That is one nice looking green machine. I like to chase pieces when they look stock, like this guy here. It looks stock now with a set of gold Daytons on it, like a lowrider, but it did come with red tires and white wheels, which in my opinion looked hideous on the car. Then here are some of the Novas. 3 of them. There's 3 other ones that I do not have. There's another blue one with steel rims with dog dish caps, and then there's a red one and a mist green one. Then here are the 70s. Let's see, there's 6 of them so far. Yes, those are the latest 2 that came out, the copper one and the green. These 2 were the first 2, I believe, or it may have been the teal and the gold together, and then the dark red and dark blue were together in releases like that, I believe. And then here are the 2 that we just looked at yesterday, Lead Sled and its black counterpart, and then the other 8 69s. I'm not sure. I know the first 2 that were together were the green and white. That's why I have them sitting together. And then this black one, the satin black, came with the red one, I believe. It didn't come with it, but that was the counterpart. But I'm not sure how the yellow and the blue and the gold and black ones lined up. Not sure how they were released as versions A and B. But that's all of them, all the Kingswoods that have been released to date of the 69 and of the 70, and one of the Chase 70s with some gold Daytons on it that actually came from one of the Auto World Lincolns. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. That's a little corner of our collection, our wagons, and our salvage yard diorama. So we will be back again tomorrow for our Free It Friday. And tomorrow we are going to be cracking open an ultra red Polara and a Error trail duster from Greenlight. So be sure to tune in for that and enjoy your Thursday evening.